Most service providers avoid productizing because they think it's risky, that they're gonna spend months building the wrong thing and that it won't pay off. Now, after helping 900 owners, I learned that the real danger isn't actually productizing, it's waiting to productize. So in this video, I'm gonna show you the shift that made that crystal clear for me and how it took my business to 50 to 100K months with far less stress. Now, in order to do so, we gotta go back to 2017. I had a service business. We were building marketing and sales funnels for people like Dan Martell, John Lee Dumas from Entrepreneurs on Fire, and a ton of other online entrepreneurs. On the outside, it looked like we were crushing it, but on the inside, every single client was getting a different service. Each had a new set of demands. And what that meant was that we ended up working nights and many weekends, and it was exhausting. We went from building these money printing machines to also doing a lot of low-level work, like pulling reports and scheduling emails. And we always felt behind. And it really just felt like we were employees of a dozen different companies all at the same time. All of this went on for about like 2 years. And each time we wanted to make more, I had to go hire one more person. But quickly, we'd just max out again. And my team was approaching or had hit 13 people, and it hit me. I built the exact same thing that I escaped all these years working for somebody else. Now, at this time, I was really lucky. I was seeing the inside of these amazing businesses doing multiple 7 figures. And I remember thinking every single one of them had just taken what they do best, packaged it up, and then built systems around it so that they would run more smoothly without them, in the day-to-day. And I remember thinking, they must have it so easy. They never chase clients like I'm having to do. They don't bend to the demands of every single person. They just attract the people that they want to work with and want what they have. So I made a promise to myself, if they can do it, I can figure this out. So I got out a spreadsheet and I figured the one service that most of our clients really came to us for and what was driving the most amount of revenue, profit, and honestly, most fun for us to build. I ran those numbers and we could build one productized offer that we could sell consistently. Even at a modest price, it could replace the need to take on 3 to 5 custom retainers per month. So that became the North Star. And I said, I'm gonna give this at least 3 years to build a business that didn't own me so I could have more time with my family. Freedom to choose the clients that I want, not just chase them. And this brings me to my first lesson here. Not once did I sit there thinking, what if this doesn't work? The real fear was, what if I didn't do this? What if nothing changes? Honestly, that thought was what scared me more. And I see it all the time now. Founders say they want freedom, but the moment they try to productize, they stop after just a few attempts. They go back to their custom projects, back to chasing clients, back to being stuck in a business that they secretly resent. And that's the first thing that you have to realize. The real risk of not productizing your service is being in the exact same place 3, 5, even 10 years from now. Working just as hard, still starting from scratch with each new client. And again, that's what scared me more than anything. So I made the call and I was going all in on this. I still had a business. I had clients that I needed to serve. I had a team counting on me. And at the same time, I needed to create space for something new. I wasn't starting from scratch entirely. We already had most of the pieces that were just buried under years and years of that random custom work. So I blocked my calendar differently. I carved out time every week to manage my existing clients, but I protected large blocks for marketing and sales to attract and close the clients for my new offer, which was a step-by-step system that gave them an evergreen sales system. And that was the real shift. Not rebuilding the business, but just refocusing it. Most people think that productizing means you need to start over. It doesn't. Your productized offer is usually already there. It's just hard to see because it's crowded by all the other services that you've piled on and around it year after year. For us, ours was just sitting on our Google Drive in a document. The key was making time to market and sell the new thing, to create and find demand for the offer I knew people actually wanted. I had to say no to the wrong projects, stop taking every custom job just because it was familiar, and I had to commit to building momentum behind one offer. It was not comfortable, I'll be honest. It wasn't fast either, but it did work because once I made space for the new thing, it started to grow. And that's when the momentum really began to shift for me. We always think the hard part will last forever, that the chaos, the uncertainty, the frustration, that's just how it's always going to be. But it's not. The people who win in business aren't the ones with the biggest teams or the fanciest systems. They're the ones who can handle the frustration long enough to let the system start working, because you don't need much before things start to change. For me, it started small. One new client signed on for our Productize offer, then another, then a few more. Suddenly, we were selling less custom work, but we were making more revenue with a smaller, leaner team. And at $7,500 per deal, that was just under 7 clients that we needed per month to be at $50K per month. And that's when I realized how powerful this shift really was. By productizing our service, we didn't just make things more efficient, we made room for a more leveraged model. Instead of delivering everything done for you as an employee, we started showing clients how to build their own systems. We worked alongside them in a done with you format. And that shift really multiplied everything. Our margins went up, delivery got simpler, and impact, it got a lot larger. And that wasn't even the best part. My business was feeling lighter. The right clients were staying longer. The team had more space to breathe, time for their hobbies and their family. And that extra free time led to space for more creativity. You see, productizing isn't the end game. It's just the bridge to leverage. Once you lock in one clear offer, you can build layers of freedom on top of it. I totally underestimated what was possible here, because once the systems were running, everything started to open up. I was getting new opportunities and people wanted to partner with me. I was teaching my clients, building more solutions to help them. And I kept having more room to design that next evolution of the business. And the wild part is I'm still not even at my end goal, but I'm years ahead of where I thought I would be. And so here's what I'll tell you. You're probably underestimating what's possible too. And today is the easiest it's ever going to be to productize your service. Tomorrow, it only gets a little bit harder and there's gonna be a little bit more competition. So every day you wait, you're choosing to keep doing the things the hard way. If you've been wondering if it's worth it, it is. You just have to stay with it long enough to see how much better it can actually get. And if you're ready to see what this looks like in action, then I want you to watch this next video here, because I break down the exact process that took us from scattered services and burnout to a streamlined productized offer doing 100K per month, and how you can build yours the exact same way. So check that out now.